How many of you are living overwhelming lives where it just seems like everything is overwhelming? The reason it gets to that point is because we allow it to get to that point. We stop doing the things that are necessary to keep the energy moving forward. That's how depression sets in. It's a deep rest. You're just resting, you're not moving. And things start to pile up and it starts to get overwhelming. And then it just gets to the point where it's too much. You look around, you start to pick things up, it's too much. You just stop and retreat back into that deep rest. If you find yourself in that position, the only way out of it is to start picking things up one piece at a time. As an example, I remember when it's like my mom died, my dad died, my uncle died, my grandma died, and I hadn't dealt with death up to that point in my life. And within a year and a few months, I lost them all. And I did miss work. I kept that moving. But around me, the house went to crap. I just had no motivation. Things just kept piling up. And it got to the point where I'd look around and I'd try to pick stuff up, and it was overwhelming. And I'd just stop and retreat. So I just started making my bed every day. That's how it started, just started making my bed. And then once that became an unconscious habit where I would just wake up and make it, where it wasn't even a thing where I was setting out to do anymore, I was just doing it. Only then did I move on to the nightstand. So then I'd make up the bed and clean up the nightstand till that became an unconscious habit. And I did the nightstand and the bed and a couple of things in the room. Just picked it up, put it in its place, disposed of stuff. And eventually the whole room got clean. I didn't put a time limit on it. Anytime I got overwhelmed, I just was like, I'm not doing it. I'm just going to keep taking my little steps. Just kept on moving and moving from one room to the other until everything was in order. So I get it. Things can get to a point in your life where it's overwhelming. Don't try to do it all at once. Take little steps. It's what empowers the other ones, I'm telling you. Sounds like I'm rehashing the same damn message, but I'm just speaking from experience. When you go from having a messy life to having a really clean life and maintaining it, the proof is in the doing. It's not just in the talking. Lots of people get on here and talk about all they're doing and all this stuff they've done, but they don't ever want to talk about the steps that it takes to get there. They don't want to talk about the retakes of some of these and trying to get it right. I try to do all this stuff in one take, so I come strictly from here. I just try to be honest and vulnerable. That's what people need to hear. People can see where you're at in life. It's obvious. They can see. And not the fake. You know what I'm talking about. People can separate what's real and what's not. And the proof is in the doing. Not this. So if you're thinking, you can't overcome this obstacle or overcome that obstacle, don't look at it that way. You got to look at it like, what can I do to get this bitch rolling, to kick it off? And then don't move on to the next thing. I'm telling you, don't move on to the next thing until it's an unconscious thought. That's how we level up. That's how we make progress. That's all I got for you.